Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a little hump day action. And you know, two-stepping Tuesdays and hump days are for the SEC as SEC hoops are ball and shot calling. Saw a crazy game last night with UT and Kentucky. Gives me a lot of concern about this Tennessee Vols team. Again, Kentucky's a good basketball team. They can score, they can shoot. But my goodness, when the two best players for Tennessee can't do anything, it turns extremely ugly. Like, if you looked at that game last night, they're at their crib. Kentucky comes in, and then the Wildcats, they didn't even play with Lamont Butler, who, by the way, leader in assists and steals, and their number 2 scorer. UK was out-rebounded 41-38. UK was hammered in turnover margin, committing 13, only forcing 5. UT had 8 steals to UK's 3, 4 blocks to UK's 3, and took 22 more freaking shots than Kentucky did. Yet they got their brains beat out. Why? Well, when Kentucky goes 12 for 24 from the three-point line, that's going to hurt. And then for Tennessee, when Zakai Ziegler and Chaz Lanier combined for 10 of 32 from the floor and a nasty, dreadful 4 of 22 from downtown, it is a ugly basketball game. Tennessee plays great defense, one of the best defensive teams in the country. But, man, how many times have we seen it where Tennessee goes in long stretches and cannot score? UK, Kentucky, and the Pope is good. I mean, they have a win over Duke at Duke. They just won in Knox Vegas. This man's putting together a pretty deadgum good team. I'm just saying, like, right now, I feel like Tennessee's moving to that probably second or third line in the NCAA tournament. I just don't know if they have enough scoring to make a long run. Texas A&M handled, of course, Oklahoma last night. Oklahoma, terrible year in the SEC in football, 2-5 against SEC teams this year. Oklahoma, it just ain't working right now. Georgia, they took care of business against South Carolina, and poor South Carolina is 0-8 in the Southeastern Conference. And the Gamecocks, they ain't all that. But tonight we have more amazing hoops in the SEC, and the best game of the night got to be Alabama on the road, 8 o'clock, SEC Network, Mississippi State. Mississippi State is a 1.5-point favorite. We'll definitely talk about that game. I'll be giving you bets today at 12:50. We got Ole Miss at the house. You know you can catch all the action right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM. They are playing a Texas team, which is very confusing. Like, watching Texas and Missouri was probably the ugliest basketball game I've ever seen. Sometimes Texas looks pretty decent. Sometimes they're extremely ugly. Ole Miss, 6.5-point favorite, and they need a big dub tonight. Like, they do. One, it would help the Memphis Tigers. And they need a dub because they've lost 3 straight. They lost to Mississippi State by 3 in a real good game. They had their heart ripped out. Like, Texas A&M never led the deadgum game until the last 5 or 6 seconds that was left on the clock. Ole Miss just in the last 5 minutes decided to just work clock, not do any offense, didn't score. I mean, it was ugly. And they ended up choking that game away at their own crib. Then they go to Missouri. On the road, and the SEC is tough. Got beat by 8. So this game tonight is huge. And it sets up a 3-game stretch where they're playing at their crib. You got Texas and then number 1 Auburn. And, of course, that Kentucky team that just beat Tennessee. They are right now currently 12. So this is a big 3-game stretch. You gotta stop the bleeding. 3 straight losses. You need a big one tonight, and I believe you need 2 out of the next 3. And if you can get 2 out of the next 3, guess what you do? You help me. You help Memphis. I need the teams, of course, that the Memphis Tigers have played. I need them to be successful. And the one thing that I can honestly say, thank you. Thank you, Tom Izzo. Do you realize who's number 1 in the Big Ten? That's right. It would be Michigan State. They haven't lost a game in the Big Ten this season. I know you're saying, oh, yeah, okay. But let me just tell you something. Feels pretty good. Now, their best win has got to be in the Big Ten, Illinois.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they've beaten every single team in the Big Ten. And all of them have losing records. Northwestern, Minnesota, Rutgers, Penn State, and Nebraska, Washington Huskies. But right now...
John, I saw a graphic last night about Michigan State, and it was like, yeah, they're undefeated, but this is who they've played. And it was a picture of the Big Ten standings, and it was like Illinois at number 3 or 4, and they were highlighted. And then the rest of the teams, it was like 4 or 5 teams, all at the bottom of the conference, highlighted that they've played twice. And
the
it was
bottom
like, they played
6.
nobody, you know? And so, I mean, I think Michigan State's a good team. I was very low on Tom Izzo's group because he brought back a lot of guys from last year's team. I didn't think they were very good last year. So they're a very good team, but I'm curious here, next Tuesday when they face UCLA, in a couple weeks here when they really start facing the bulk of this conference, how they fare.
Well, I'm just also grateful that this Michigan State team is 9-0, and they do have them ranked 7th in the country.
That's right.
So that, again, also is
14 on KenPom.
Very, very big. Really, KenPom loves them that much?
14, yeah.
And where is Memphis right now?
42.
Gosh.
40. Would you like to know the who's around Memphis?
Yeah.
I'll give you like 5 in front, 5 behind, just so you can get a gauge of where Memphis is. So we'll start with 37. How about that? Georgia, number 37 in the KenPom rankings. 38, Utah State. They play tonight. If you haven't watched Utah State, go watch them. Very fun team, very good team, Utah State. 39, North Carolina. John, we got to talk about North Carolina.
North Carolina is booty.
We got to talk about them at some point. 40, VCU. They played last night. 2 old men were fighting in the stands. They had to stop the game.
I know. I saw it last night. It was crazy.
I wanted more information. They didn't give much information on the broadcast about what was. Obviously, they don't know. I needed more information about what was going on. Number 41, Oklahoma, a team we just started talking about. I love this Oklahoma team. This Oklahoma team's fun. I'm not saying they're great. I'm not saying they're the best team. Anytime Oklahoma basketball's on, I'm watching. I'm locked in on Oklahoma basketball. Toby Elvis, how about that? Jeremiah Fears, great player.
You know that Oklahoma is 2-5 in the SEC.
I'm locked. Oh, everybody's 2-5 in the SEC. The whole conference is 2-5.
Man, when you got 10 team ranked in the top 25, you're really good, and there's going to be a lot of ranked on ranked action, and it's hard to win on the road.
SEC on SEC crime. 42, Memphis, right behind them, San Diego State. Penn State, number 44. Vanderbilt, 45, and Xavier, 46.
Penn State, who's 3-7 in the Big Ten, is right around Memphis.
And Nittany Lions, 2 behind them.
And
it's KenPom, though. It's all metrics.
You said Georgia, too, right?
Georgia is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in front of Memphis. First team I start with.
With 6 losses already on the season.
Metrics, though, John. It's not a rank. Just metrics.
I know. The metrics just don't like Memphis.
Well, again, I don't know how the metrics. It's just math. I don't know how the metrics can like or dislike a team.
It's just, biased math.
That is my favorite argument, though, John. Is you'll see some people going, well, the KenPom hates Memphis. Like KenPom himself is sitting down ranking every team every single day. Give me a break. It's just numbers.
I mean, it is numbers.
Go beat Charlotte when you're up 20 points against Charlotte. Beat them by 20. Instead of beating them by 8 or however much it was.
Well, they just beat the brakes off UAB.
That's right. Let's see what they do tomorrow night against Tulane.
Yeah, tomorrow night, 2 wonderful evenings of 2 big games tomorrow night for Memphis Tiger fans and Memphis Grizzlies fans. Memphis will be at the crib, and you know who's coming to town? Dylan the Villain, Ime Udoka, and that Houston Rockets team that is just kicking teeth.
Playing some good hoops.
They are playing great hoops. Memphis on the road against Tulane, they should beat the brakes off of them. Let's just be honest about that.
That's right.
Go down there, handle your business. And it's so crazy to me. I've looked a couple times for that Memphis game. I can't find a line on that game. I know it's
probably
tomorrow.
not out yet.
It's not out yet, but I like just to kind of see it.
I'll tell you what KenPom has it.
What does KenPom have?
KenPom has Memphis beating Tulane by 8 points. So on the road, I think you'll probably be around 6.5, 7.5 line, if I had to guess.
Well, I also have to say big game again for the Grizzlies. Also, the Tigers, we're talking about them going on the road against Tulane. And right now, best player in the American, it's not even a question, it's P.J. Haggerty, right?
Yeah.
He's NBA.
I'm sorry?
Is he an NBA guy?
No.
Damn.
But no, that's good. You want him not to be an NBA guy. He's only a sophomore. So you want him to come back next year. So
yeah,
he's either going to come back or he's going to go somewhere else. He's not going to the NBA, though. He's not an NBA player.
Well, stay here in Memphis and come back for your junior year.
He's a great player. He's a lot like Kendrick Davis. You know, Kendrick Davis, fantastic player.
I mean, he's like 4 inches taller, though, than Kendrick.
He's just too small. Well, I mean, but...
Kendrick Davis is tearing up the G League home.
No, he's not. He's tearing up the NBL in Australia.
Oh, the NBL.
Yeah, he's over.
I saw his highlights. I just figured it was G League.
I read a story. Some guy over in Australia was saying that he could become one of the greats of Australian basketball. How about that? Kendrick Davis being one of the greats of Australian basketball.
One of my favorite guys. Again, I love Elliot Perry. I loved Penny. I love me some Kendrick Davis, but right now I love me some P.J. Haggerty. I just like his game.
No, he's awesome, and I mean I hope that I think he could get a look, maybe like a 2-way somewhere. But his frame, he's a small guy.
Just let him develop, stay in the weight room, and come back next year and play another year for Memphis.
Boogie's a good example, right?
Boogie Ellis. They're the same. You know, they're both 6'3". I don't know in terms of weight. But you know, Boogie kind of PJ gets to the line a hell of a lot more than Boogie.
He does. But you know, Boogie got a look. He's now in the G League. I kind of see the same thing for PJ. No offense to PJ.
Just stay in college, make your bread, and stay here in Memphis. And man, you could people in Memphis will love you.
That's right. Oh yeah, you stay in Memphis a couple years. Whew.
Love, love, love. Now, we've been talking a little college basketball. Again, I'll give you my bets on some college hoops. I do want to remind you, I keep winning the women's under games.
Oh.
Have I told you this?
No.
Said it yesterday. I am on a 14-1 run. Won another one last night, betting women's basketballs.
Like college? Well, I guess WNBA is not going right now, so college.
College basketball and some foreign women's basketball.
Oh, okay.
And I only do one thing. I don't watch the games. I don't pay attention. I write down every single day first quarter totals. If they go 6 points over the total in the first quarter, I've noticed they add anywhere from 10 to 12 points to the whole game total. Go under right when that thing jumps up. Always seems like the second or the third or the fourth. Out of those, they'll have one where they'll go out there and score like 22 points. 14-1.
So you wait till the end of the first quarter.
I mean, I'm watching it. You know, I mean, I'll be like, you know, I write them down because, again, I'm not going to be constantly looking at women's basketball. And when I just go to look at it because I know the game's on, I'm like, oh, this team might go over, or this team has no chance of going over, and I quit paying attention. And but once I see that thing go over 6 in the first quarter over the total, bing, bang, boom, pound the under for the full game total. Again, 14-1 in the last week doing women's college basketball. And there's some nights that you don't have a game that goes 6 points over the total, so you just don't play. But when they're there, hammer, baby, hammer, baby, hammer. It's mad.
I don't even know how to respond to this.
Dude, do you want me to like pull up my tickets and show you how crazy they are?
No. I would love to watch you do this. You know, I feel like that would be a fascinating experience.
Well, man, you know I'm like focused on like 12 things and 12 games.
Exactly.
At all times, it seems like.
Yeah.
And I was, honestly, I did want to bring up something. I was going to probably bring this up during Hardwood, but since we were talking about P.J. Haggerty in the NBA, it just kind of made me think of Bronny James. Lord, did he get worked by Tyrese Maxey last night? By the way, did you see how many points he scored? None. And heck, he was in the game off the jump. Like JJ threw him in right off the jump. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, this 20-year-old kid right now would be a pretty decent college basketball player. He's gotten better in the G League. But how can you not see that he is so overwhelmed and not ready for the NBA? Just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm telling you, confidence is real. When you believe in yourself, your game gets better. You believe that you can take care of everything. KD never thinks he's going to miss a shot. Like, you don't want to kill a young man's confidence. And I just have to say, I think the Lakers are handling this terrible. Yes, they wanted to see him play with his dad. That thing is cute. But for him, his development, you got to keep this man out the NBA and let his game grow in the G League because it's just a disservice to him. I mean, did you see X last night just absolutely roasting him? J.J. Redick defending, playing him at the end of the game. Oh, he's young. He's got fresh legs. I needed his energy on Tyrese Maxey. Did you see what Tyrese Maxey did? Didn't seem like anybody you threw at him can guard him. I mean, a short-handed 76ers team just beat the tar out of the Lakers. And one of the reasons is because Bronny James is getting minutes. And Maxey, by the way, when I said he had a great game, 43 dead-gum points. I still don't know who the 76ers are. I really don't. The one thing that I do know is tomorrow night, Memphis really needs a dub because this Rockets team, to me, is impressive. Winners of 4 straight, 8 out of their last 10. They will do it with defense. They will score. Ime Udoka is just pushing every correct lever. And also, I told you this, it starts. You know who has the most difficult, like, regular season schedule from this day going forward? That is correct, your Memphis Grizzlies. Holding on the 3rd spot. How far do they fall after this tough schedule? Who knows? But, man, we need Memphis to man up. Because when Houston comes to town, if they lose again to the Rockets just will own you and have your name, have your number. And Dylan the Villain has been great. Did you see him hit like 10 threes? Where the hell's that been? Like, what? Also loved him grabbing the back of somebody's neck the other day. Did you see that? He just grabs him by the back of the neck and lets him know, I ain't playing with you. Houston Rockets tomorrow night here at the Grindhouse. Get your tickets and get on down there and let's get a big dub. We also got Dustin Starr going to join us today at 11:30. I'll have Landon in here, talk a little wrestling. 12 o'clock. It's never too early to start breaking down the NFL and in the Super Bowl. I've been back and forth on all kinds of things. You know, one thing that I always think is great about football teams, if you can run the ball and play defense, I'm really looking at you. Whose defense is awesome? Both teams' defense is awesome. But which team has a great offensive line? That would be the Eagles. The left tackle for the Chiefs have given Pat Mahomes crazy, crazy pressure all year long. I don't know, man. As much as I want to take the Chiefs to see them, get history 3 in a row. Nobody's ever done it. 5 out of the last 6 Super Bowls, they've been there. They already got 3 chips. Going for their 4th one, but 3rd in a row. Pat Mahomes, better than Jalen Hurts, obviously. But what wide receiver core do you think's better? I know Hurts can't get it to him like Pat. I think Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and A.J. Brown, hell a lot better than Xavier Worley, Hollywood Brown. Now, Travis Kelce is dope. But I definitely think the Eagles have better wide receivers. They have the better offensive line. They have the better running back. They have a defense just as good as Kansas City. And again, how do you keep Pat Mahomes from scoring? Well, you don't let him get the ball. Time of possession, number 1 in the league, Philadelphia Eagles. We got so much to break down today. Again, we're going to talk Super Bowl. We got to talk Senior Bowl. Some people are balling, shot calling, and some people are looking terrible. Seth Hittigan had a nice throw the other day. It was nice to see Seth out there doing his thing. But we'll talk about the quarterbacks, Jalen Milroe. Yikes. I know he's a super athlete. I mean, hell, turn him into a tight end or something. But right now, thrower of the football, he is not. We also got to talk about Shiloh, who's getting worked by everybody and their grandmother. Jackson Dart. Everybody, like every single day that goes by, more and more people are just falling in love with this man. We got Senior Bowl. We got NFL Super Bowl. We got Dustin Starr on wrestling. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. And some bets. So don't touch that dial. We're back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, Automatic Gates Construction tailors custom-made solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com.
Hey everybody, best thing about a new year is getting something new to drive. So I'm out here at Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet where all the Silverados are. Get $1,500 in extra savings when you trade in a 2011 or newer passenger car or light duty truck. 1.9 financing on new Blazers or 2.9 with no payments for 90 days on a new Equinox. Yes, you can be payment free until April and your good credit deserves it. If you're law enforcement, first responder, healthcare, military, education, recent grad, you get another $500 off. So let's go, because no one has a certified and pre-owned selection like All-Star Chevy. Silverado, Sierra trucks, Nissans, Toyotas, Fords, Jeeps. I mean, you gotta test drive this red Corvette Stingray. And if you got any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. Together, let's drive to All-Star Chevy's Fresh Start Sale, going on now in Olive Branch, or go to allstarautogroup.com.
What happens when former real estate agents want to sell their homes? This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Benstorff Realtors. I am so proud and feel so honored when former real estate agents contact me when they want to sell their homes or someone has called them asking whom they should use. They know that I've been in the business for quite a while, have a great deal of experience, and know that I'm good at marketing and I'm part of a nationwide relocation network. Over the years, I've developed a highly successful strategic marketing program that can make the difference in what you make and when. Thinking of selling? Talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers, but make sure I'm one of them. Remember what people often say, that when you want the job done, call Shell Done. So if you or someone you know is thinking of selling, remember what other former real estate agents do. They can call me at 483-0546 or email me at memphisrelocate.com. Shell Dunn Rosengarten at memphisrelocate.com or 483-0546.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its community and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, mainly 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bars.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a little hump day action here, and we got great hoops tonight in the SEC, obviously, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's SEC action. Tomorrow, Memphis on the road playing Tulane. Grizzlies at the crib. Houston's coming to town. Ime Udoka. You got Dylan the Villain. Tigers and Grizzlies both need to win tomorrow night. Tigers do it in impressive fashion. Grizz, just get that dub, please. Now we got to switch gears just a little bit. You know my buddy Dustin Starr. He joins the program every Wednesday, a little hump day action. You've seen him at the Grizzlies games, the Hustle, the Redbirds. He's everywhere. But his forte is Memphis and wrestling. What up, Dustin?
Ooh, what's up? I like that. My forte is Memphis and wrestling. I love that. What's up, John? How are you today, man?
I'm chilling. I'm trying to make it. I do have to say I'm more impressed with myself than I am with Matt Riddle. I always make it to work. Oh, I can get hammered, and guess what? I'll show up. I'll break my ribs. I'll show up. I broke my wrist and 2 fingers. Guess who was in here doing it with tears running down the face? That was me.
Well, it's not even, he didn't even break a finger or break a wrist or anything like that. He was just partying the night before. I mean, oh my gosh, this has like literally become a national story because it's on PW Insider, Ringside News, PW Mania, like all the major wrestling news sites have picked this up. And for those of you who have not heard, on Sunday, Matt Riddle was supposed to come to Memphis Wrestling. And the reason that he didn't come is like so 2025 because he said he was hanging with the Hulkster all night, brother. So he was at Nick Hogan's wedding with, he dropped Donald Trump's name, so I guess Donald Trump, Hulk Hogan, the guys from the Jackass movie, Bam.
Wait, they all went to Nick Hogan's wedding?
Yeah, they were all partying the night before, so I texted my contact. Look at us just jumping right in. I texted, I was like, hey, I think Riddle might need a wake-up call. Because I was looking at his story, he was like partying it up. And sure enough, yeah, he did not make the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
How disappointed were you?
Well, I was actually pretty calm because I was like, oh, man. So I texted my buddy James Storm, and James Storm made the trip. He literally dropped everything he was doing, came up and wrestled for us on Sunday. There was a little bit of a disappointment, but I think the refunds were like 3. So people were there to see Memphis Wrestling, and I think, Matt Riddle was a bonus. And, of course, we love Matt Riddle. That's why we were booking him. And I wish that somehow, some way he had fixed this issue. But there's no resolution at this point, so we're moving on. But that's the Matt Riddle story. There's nothing fancy about it.
I'm telling you, if he just would have had a Tito's Bloody Mary the next morning, he would have been fine.
No kidding. No kidding.
Man, little hair of the dog.
There was some text messages flying back and forth because, we had purchased, I don't know, a dozen action figures, 3 scooters, posters, 150 VIP lanyards, 8x10s. I mean, there was a lot that goes into, stocking up the merchandise area for a special VIP guest, especially the one of a stature of Matt Riddle. And so there was a little bit of that. So there's some text back and forth where I was sharing with him all the stuff we did because at the morning of, I'm still like, bro, you can still get on this airplane. Let's go. But to no avail.
Well, I saw my buddy Jay Ham was down there. Landon, who's in the studio with me right now, he was down there.
What up?
Still a great turnout, obviously. Put on a great show from what they've told me. I'm kind of going to turn this over to Landon. Y'all tell me what everything went down. I guess you can't really do that because it hasn't aired on TV yet.
Well, Landon had a different point of view than I did because obviously oh my gosh, like it was very heavy that morning. Just with all the pressure of fixing graphics and doing all this stuff. So Landon came. He was there from a different perspective. What did you notice different? Anything?
Yeah. So, one, when I got to the place, I was a little bit late. Rolled up with my girl, and first order of business, Dave Brown is like, "So Matt Riddle's not here." And I was like, okay, that's a really weird joke because I don't know why you would say that. And then he was like, yeah, you know, we got some people to come in to kind of replace him, and Fat Jitsu was there, and he was like, yeah, dude, his reason is total BS as well. And I'm just like, oh, so this is real. I was like, okay, so Matt Riddle really is not here. So that was kind of disappointing to start off walking into the show. But we got in our seats. We were just watching match after match. My girl completely new to the entirety of what wrestling is, so I was doing a lot of explaining, which is really fun for me because
you're doing your own commentary for it.
Yeah, I was doing my own commentary. I was like explaining what was going on. Like I told her, the best way that you can explain wrestling to somebody who knows nothing about wrestling is it's a soap opera directed towards men. And it is. And later on after the show, we even talked to Fat Jitsu again, and he said the exact same thing. He's like, it's the best way you can do it. They talk for a bit, and then they fight, and it's beautiful and it's poetic. But so we're sitting there, we're watching the show, and at one point, I think it was, I can't remember who the two guys were, but they were doing this chair segment on the outside of the ring, and this fan was just yelling at this guy like, have mercy, please. And I turned to her and I was like, this is what makes wrestling so awesome, because it's not just like that the wrestlers are doing a great job, but the fans are bought in. And I believe I saw your post on Instagram about your little segment on your podcast where you were talking about, you know, Matt Riddle didn't make it, and how, you know, like Webb is Jericho even posted about it and all this stuff. And I was just and I was just like, even though Matt Riddle didn't show up, that show was still amazing because the people who were there were bought in. They love wrestling. It was such an awesome atmosphere. The matches delivered. The WWE ID match was fantastic. I'm a huge Sean Legacy fan. I think he's got
Me too.
I think he's got everything working towards him, and I was explaining that to her as well. I was just like, man, it's like just such a great atmosphere to be a part of and see how everybody's rallying together, even though Matt Riddle wasn't there. So, yeah, that's a huge hit. Yeah, it still was a huge bummer. But I still think, dude, Super Bowl 4 was a huge success. I think everybody had a great time. I thought the show was phenomenal. I thought everything just went smoothly and went super well. And I mean, I encourage anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a fan of wrestling or not. If you want to go have a good time with some people who are just there to have fun and see some awesome wrestling, dude, Memphis Wrestling is a spot. So, dude, you got it going on down there.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I think I might have learned 100% the Riddle probably around 9:30 a.m. So, you know, by the time we had our 11 o'clock meeting, which we have a team meeting at the ring, and I told people, hey, Big Dan's going to let them know at the door. I went out there and was letting people know at the door. And then after that, you know, don't post about it until tomorrow. Tomorrow, post whatever you want, but let them post about it.
Yeah.
And so the fans posted about it. The media picked it up, much bigger than I ever thought.
Yeah.
But once that meeting was over with, that was the last time his name was even mentioned.
Yeah.
Because from that point on, that was in the past. We had to go forward and do the show.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so, yeah, a lot of fun. The next one, Nick Nemeth, he's already on fire. He's already sent in messages and been sharing a lot of the stuff. He's looking forward to coming to Memphis. And one of the things, and Landon, you might be a little too young for this, but like a lot of the guys want to come because of this nostalgia of the yesteryear. You know, the Jerry Lawlers and Bill Dundees and Jimmy Valiants. Even Vince McMahon, you know, wore the USWA World Heavyweight Championship around his waist on a Memphis television program.
Yeah.
So everybody's curious as to what's going on. And then, you know, of course, we booked several TNA wrestlers. So when they go back and they're in the locker room, they're talking about it. It's like, well, hey, man, I'll go there. So I think Nick's really excited to be here, and I know Matt Hardy is as well.
Yeah.
What does TNA stand for?
Total Nonstop Action.
Yeah.
I did not know that's what it stood for. Thought it was something totally different. I was like, man, I'm going to have to check out a little.
What was your guess before I gave it to you?
That's a bad question to ask John.
I was going to say
what he thinks acronyms
it is
I'm genuinely curious.
Well, so they launched, when they originally launched that name, it was like very risque. And then they had to go away from it, and they called themselves Impact. And then in 2024, they were like, hey, we got to go back to TNA. So they've changed their name a couple of times, but now they're back to TNA Wrestling.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrestling and all the good things that are going down, when's the next time that you're going to be getting up in that ring?
I am not getting back up in that ring, Johnny. I am not wrestling again. That is not for me. That's for the guys and gals on the rooster.
Well,
I'm not wrestling, Johnny. No way.
Well, I know this past Sunday there was a very emotional match that I witnessed. Memphis wrestling legend Derek King had his retirement match, and I think the ovation and the respect that was paid to that man was very well deserved. And that was a really special moment for really anyone in attendance, anyone who was watching to get to witness, because I know Derek King has poured his heart and soul into this business. He's poured his heart and soul into Memphis wrestling, and he's been by your side throughout the whole thing. So I guess when that happens, I mean, I've been seeing, kind of shifting gears a little bit, I've been seeing even talks about Dave Bautista. He's just like, man, like he misses it and he wants to go back, but he doesn't want to ruin his fairy tale ending he had at WrestleMania with Triple H. So is there any part of you that misses being in the ring, or are you just content with not being in there anymore?
The only thing that I miss, literally the only thing that I miss, is being next to Mandaria.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, just the outfits that she wears. We get to, like, dress up and doll up kind of thing, and she gets to do her thing at the ring. So other than being at ringside with her or having, like, my son watching, no, not at all. I actually watch it as I'm calling the action and think, oh, my gosh, how did I ever do that? Or I'm watching the trainees bump in the ring at the wrestling center at training night. Yeah. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I used to do that. Like, literally, such respect. I'm totally done, 100%. And another thing, you mentioned Derek King. That's like my generation. So me and Derek and Psycho Simon, Gun Show.
Yeah.
Too Cool 2. There's a lot of guys on the roster that are nearing the end of their in-ring careers, believe it or not. And so that just makes it even more valuable for those that are in the Stars of Tomorrow program or those young wrestlers like Tim Bosby. I mean, I can list off the whole roster.
Yeah.
But those spots are going to have to be filled.
Yeah.
And so that's what's so cool about training the new generation, is because they're going to come up and take our spots.
I like that.
Landon better get in that gym and keep working out and learn how to wrestle, because anybody can learn how to wrestle with the wrestling center, baby.
What about, doesn't Landon look like a clean cut, like he combed his hair over and put a referee shirt on? Wouldn't he be like the straight up, just call it right down the middle referee?
He could do good, but I also can see this boy, because he's been stacking on some mass. I can see him doing both.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, just look at him, like such a baby face look.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I do have to say, though, he said the nicest thing in the whole wide world to me. He thought I was 30 years old.
Oh, wow.
He lied to you, John.
No.
I did not lie. Dude,
I'm buttering you up.
I figured out I'm still in disbelief. There's no way you're as old as you say.
He's a grandfather.
I'm a full-time granddad, man.
Well, I'm a multi-time uncle, so
That was nice, Landon. Something else that I do need to know, though. Royal Rumble, February 1st. Y'all going to be at Dave & Buster's? Because that's going to be a hell of a big event, I hear.
Yeah.
Check out my day. I'm going to start it out at the University of Memphis Tigers women's basketball game, because it's Pouncer Palooza. So I'm going to go host Pouncer Palooza. I think that's like at noon, 1 o'clock. And then got to head out to Dave & Buster's, because the Royal Rumble is the biggest event of the year besides WrestleMania. So you got 2 Royal Rumble matches, 30 men, 30 women. Winners head off to WrestleMania, and so what we're going to be doing is we have a party room at Dave & Buster's. So find us in the party room, and then we're going to do a drawing. So we have 1 through 30. If you draw the winning number of who wins that Royal Rumble, then you're going to win a big prize.
Dang.
So it's going to be really cool.
Now, how many people are in the Royal Rumble?
30.
30? Wait, okay. Like at one time? I don't understand.
No, okay, so I love this part, dude. I get to break it down for you. So 2 guys start out in the ring. I believe it's every 90 seconds a new competitor enters. They have to be thrown over the top rope, both feet hitting the floor until there's 1 guy remaining. It is a lot of fun. You get like returning legends. You get storylines of people who are having beef in the ring, hashing it out.
Especially this year.
Yeah, especially this year. You've got like 5 storylines that are going to be colliding inside the Royal Rumble. And if we talked about it a couple weeks ago, Dustin, if some of our predictions are true, and you got The Rock and John Cena and a returning Randy Orton, like this could be the biggest Royal Rumble in the history of Royal Rumbles.
Yeah, just by having Roman Reigns in it, and then the tease of maybe The Rock, but you have CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. I'm sure Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline are going to be in there. I mean, it is very, very heavy with main event talent. And then also there's another rumor that Brock Lesnar should be returning to the company at some point. And if he does, it feels like that he would do that right about now at the Royal Rumble heading into WrestleMania. So there's a lot of speculation, but it's a lot of fun because you can't guess it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the Royal Rumble match this year is a main event match because all the main eventers are in it, literally all of them, except for the champions.
It's going to be huge, and that's what I've been telling people. Is like, you don't even have to be a fan of wrestling. Like, just go to Dave & Buster's, enjoy what Dave & Buster's is, and catch the Royal Rumble. Like, it's a blast. It's awesome.
Dustin, I have a quick question for you. I'm sure you've been asked this in the last couple of weeks, and I haven't been here, so apologies if you have answered this question. What have you thought about the first couple of weeks of WWE and Netflix?
Oh, I've loved it. I think it feels like a different show. You know, I thought people would, or I would hate the black mat. I love the black mat. The one that they had with the WWE logo in the center of it. Oh my gosh, it looks like a toy. It looks like something you just unboxed. You know, it looks so good, so clean. I think the camera quality is fantastic. It almost looks like what they've been doing on Fox with SmackDown all those years. The production, it feels like the match is still bigger. And I think it's because they have things that space them out, just like on a UFC event. You don't have match after match after match. It makes it feel just more important. I don't know. It just feels, and then look at the quality of the matches that you're getting. You're getting basically pay-per-view quality matches as main events too. So I really, really like it. I enjoy NXT more now than I ever have as well, because I feel like that they're bringing in some of the stars to go with their NXT guys. WWE's firing on all cylinders. And SmackDown's awesome. Tiffany Stratton, I believe I have an interview scheduled with her next week as SmackDown's coming to FedEx Forum. Yeah, so I'll be able to talk to the Women's World Champion. Next week is going to be huge for WWE and Memphis Wrestling, because on Thursday, which is the 6th, we've got a WWE agent and former WWE Cruiserweight champion Jamie Noble's coming to do a class at the Wrestle Center. So that's Thursday. Friday is SmackDown, so we've got a pre-party at Ghost River. Come have a drink with us, and we'll walk over to FedEx Forum for SmackDown. And then the next day, which is Saturday the 8th, we're in Strayhorn, Mississippi for a third year in a row where we're doing a big fundraiser for the Strayhorn Band Boosters. So we got a lot going on, and it's always cool when you got WWE in town and WWE in the mix, you know?
Yeah.
So you are very, very busy. 2025 is rolling. Y'all been putting on some great events. When's actually the next event at the Wrestle Center?
That's going to be Sunday, February 16th. We've got Nick Nemeth coming, and then also I believe AJ Francis is going to come back as well. So AJ's almost become a member of the roster at this point. But he's coming here and caused some trouble, so we got some stuff leading up. But Nick Nemeth is definitely going to sell out. He posted a video of us just yesterday. I can guarantee if you do not get those tickets within the next week, all of them will be gone. So get on MemphisWrestling.tv. And we also announced Matt Hardy coming on Sunday, March 2nd. So those are on sale right now as well. And both of those will absolutely sell out.
Dude, speaking of AJ Francis, man, I was at that show at Super Bowl 4. Man, I was a huge fan of his, and this is something I actually kind of got from my father. Was my father used to be a security guy. He used to escort wrestlers to the ring, so he got to meet the Road Warriors. He was he was in the mix, and he told me about how most people didn't want anything to do with the bad guys, and back then the Road Warriors were like bad guys, and he would always kind of get to mesh with them, talk with them, and all that kind of stuff. So I guess it's implanted within me to kind of cheer for bad guys a little bit, but man, just to that triple threat match for the $1 Million Championship, when you got those two guys doing their catchphrases and AJ doesn't really have one, so then he kind of steps aside, gets on the top rope, and is like, "What's up?" I was just like, man, I could feel the energy. So he's a big star, dude. I like him a lot.
People hate just the sight of AJ Francis. They boo him on sight.
Yeah.
And if you notice, his VIP table is very busy. People love to come talk to him. One of the best villains in wrestling right now, but also one of the coolest guys to work with, too.
Oh, absolutely.
He was actually having a good time with the Matt Riddle thing, too, because him and Matt are friends. And so he said, man, I tried to warn you. He was, like, literally laughing at me. I go, okay, go ahead. You got a couple seconds. Rub it in. And he's just like, man, I tried to tell you. And what it is Riddle's such a pothead.
Yeah.
You know, he's like notoriously
Dude,
a pothead.
I'm friends with. Can we hang out?
I know,
popped
bro.
up
I
instantly.
love Matt.
I was
I'm
hyped.
telling you. I love Matt Riddle. I do. I love him to death. That's why we were booking him. But he was like, he's such a he forgets. He just, you know, they were trying to warn me, and I was like, I know, but I talked to him yesterday, so we're good.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so he was having fun with me because his buddy Matt Riddle didn't show up.
That is absolutely hilarious. One other thing that I got for you. You fired up about tomorrow night, Houston coming to town, Dylan the Villains back in the crib. They need a big win over Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you one thing. We better not play any kind of video or, you know, try to be baby faces with Dylan the Villain or anything like that. That's all done and over with. We've already done it. We don't need to be cheering him. I mean, I don't know that we need to boo him. We definitely don't need to be cheering him. And, you know, the Grizzlies have the best record at home in the entire league. So
They do, but they've also
got
had a
the mollywop.
very easy schedule. The thing that scares me for the Grizzlies is they now have the toughest remaining schedule of any team in the NBA by their opponent's winning percentage. So,
you know what I say? Just
man
bring
up.
it.
Just bring
Just
it.
Bring
it
it
on.
Let's do it.
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
fired up. Tomorrow's going to be awesome. Actually, I've got a text message. It's a special night tomorrow, and I should just know this off the top of my head. But it's Lunar New Year.
It's
So there'll
what?
be like
Lunar
the
New Year.
Lunar New Year.
I don't even know what that means, man. So the moon got a new year, and it starts
It's
like
Chinese-
after
it's
January.
Chinese New
Time
Year?
to go and celebrate, man.
Now,
Well,
another
show up
question.
tomorrow.
If
We'll
there's
show you.
13 lunar cycles, why do we have 12 months?
Dude, you're asking the wrong one.
Like, if you just did 13, 20, 28 times 13, you're right there at 364, and then you give one day of, like, chill or something. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. You brought up the moon. I just was wondering.
Seems
Oh
like
my
you got a lot
gosh.
of moon knowledge up in your head.
I just think that, like, is there going to be some big party, like Cinco de Mayo, margaritas half price?
I think they'll have like dancing dragons and all sorts of really cool stuff, if I remember correctly, because the shirts have dragons and stuff on them. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys have seen the halftime performances lately at the Grizzlies, but oh my goodness. The Bar-Kays toured up with the Grizzlies grannies and grandpas, the Grizz girls, Call Crew. It was so good. And then the other time, I don't even know how this gymnastics place put this stuff on the court so fast, but literally in 60 seconds they had the whole court decked out. It was almost like a swimming sequence, but it wasn't swimming. It was flipping and jumping. It was so cool. So game ops coordinators are absolutely killing it with the halftime performances here lately at FedEx Forum.
Well, FedEx Forum is bumping. We know that your wrestling is on fire. Your next event is the February 16th, but you have so many things that are going on in between then. You'll be at David Buster's on February 1st for the Royal Rumble. You got a little seminar going on. I believe that's the 6th. Then you're going to be at Ghost River on the 7th. Love me some good beer. You are a busy man. 2025 is rolling. Tell the people where they can buy their tickets and watch your programs on the telly.
Tickets, shirts, all that good stuff. MemphisWrestling.tv, and you can check us out here locally, WMC Action News 5+. By the way, I'm going to go to WMC tomorrow. I'm going to go tour the studios and have a meeting there. I can't wait. For some reason, I love going into the old studio and being like, oh, the ring used to be there, and I used to sit here and, you know, just like reminisce of all the stuff. But yeah. Check us out, WMC Action News 5+, Friday night and Saturday morning.
Who's the weather person over at WMC?
Ron Childers.
You know the little skinny redheaded girl? I think her name's Wendy. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
You want me to give her a message if I see her tomorrow?
No, I just said that like my yoga class that I went to the other day, she was the teacher. I was like,
How about
damn.
that? Weather and yoga.
Weather and yoga. No wonder she's so fit, man. She'd kick my butt. Damn.
Maybe she can call wrestling too, because the weathermanes are always a part of wrestling in some capacity around Memphis. Brian Teglin, Dave Brown.
Oh yeah.
There was another. Tim Van Horn. So there's 3.
Damn.
Yeah, we could book her.
Check it out, man. Girl, she beat me up the other day in that 90-minute yoga class. She beat the brakes off of me. I was hurting. Now,
Nice.
thank you for all your time, Dustin. You are the
Hey,
man.
guys. I'll talk to you
Landon,
next week.
you are the pimp. And make sure you do me a favor. I don't know what you got to do, but if you have to go fight, Dylan Brooks or drop kick somebody, make sure the Grizzlies win tomorrow night.
I will do everything in my power. I will talk to Grizz before the game and make sure that happens. Chew in.
Be easy, homie.
Thank you, guys.
Later, Dustin.
Landon, I need to know, man. Tell me what's going on, man. You gonna start reffing down there?
I mean, dude, the seminar, he's selling me on it. I was at that event, and I was looking at the ring. I was like, man.
You'd have fun up in there.
I can do this.
I think you need to go ahead and do it. And again, if you're out there and you don't know what you want to do with your future, but you love wrestling, make sure you check out Dustin Starr. Their seminars are awesome. You could be a future tomorrow.
I like the idea of Landon starting off as a referee, right? And then so he refs a couple matches. All right, you following John? Nothing too crazy. And then we have some sort of a twist where he rips his shirt off and he gets in the match and he, messes up a match and wins it for somebody. And
I think I only have one ref shirt. I'll just take it off.
There you go. Yeah, you can rip it off.
I
or
like
just
it.
pull it off. I don't know.
I like it.
Gotta be smart about this.
That's
Or
true,
you
you're
do a
right.
terrible call and
Everyone hates
everybody
you.
boos
and then you turn
and
into a
hates
heel.
you.
Oh, I like where your head's at,
Dude,
John.
I would. Oh, you guys don't even know. I'd love to be a bad guy.
I also didn't know that about your father, that he did some work
There's
with...
a lot of things you don't know about my father.
Well, that's true. The only thing I know about him is he's a heck of a football coach. And a strong man. John, when I was in high school, Landon's dad would come in there and just stack plates upon plates while us little 15, 16-year-olds are in there moving little boy weight.
135.
And he just goes start repping it. And I'd be like, this guy gets it.
Well, makes sense. Landon's
Houston
pretty
High School.
yoked. Hey, what's up, everybody? Now,
that's exactly how I sounded.
No. I was saying,
Sure
like,
did.
if I was gonna be like some crazy, prodigious superstar weightlifter, I'd be like, "Yo, what's up, guys?" and then just drop down. But I did. Speaking of weightlifting, I saw the craziest thing ever, and it was on the X, and it was like a 78-year-old man bench press like 340. Bruh, that man's old.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you
What a
still
guy.
lift the weights like that. You know
Sounds
what
like
I'm
you
saying?
could break something.
Damn, man.
Some people have hobbies, dude.
Dude, I'm sorry. The first thing I thought, I was like, that definitely do that. That dude's on like some Deca, some Tren, she taking a little something.
Viagra.
Something.
Gotta be on something.
Gotta be on something, right? Well, we are going to get on some serious topics. I'm going to talk Senior Bowl. Got to give you my early matchup advantages for the Eagles, the Chiefs. I got Hardwood because it feels so good. And you know we are gambling, so do me a favor. Don't touch the dial. We're back in Two Shakes, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Through the end of January, Family Leisure has got to get rid of all the 2024 inventory because all the new 2025 items are starting to arrive. All floor models are up to 50% off. You want a cold plunge tub? They start at $49.99. Go the other route with a hot tub. Get $3,000 off with free steps and chemicals. Family Leisure has pool tables, arcades, ping pong, air hockey, even baseball tables from 20 to 60% off. Want piercing? Leisure has theaters sold up to 75% off. Plus, now's the time to start thinking about pool seats. You can buy it now, get on the installation schedule, and be ready before everyone else. Special financing is also available. Hey, if you want to get free delivery on any of these items, you just tell the phone staff at Family Leisure that you want this commercial. It's the floor model. So now, through the end of January, Family Leisure, we run it I-40. Family and fun come together.
Hungry for that delicious smash burger flavor? Dyer's Cafe is the original smash burger since 1912 and still smashing burgers in Collier, historic Town Square. Come out to the lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 to 2. Ask about the world famous split dog and authentic Chicago or freshly made salad. Also serving Lake's Delta-raised catfish, Pasquale's Tail-raised honey-customer favorite, and breaded onion. Serving world-famous burgers, balls, and shakes. Call your local store elsewhere.
Jenkins Floors and More invites you to their retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors in Little Rock, Cleveland, Mississippi, and now open in Horn Lake at 2356 West Goodman Road. Specializing in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds, Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects, call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Fall is football at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Monday through Friday, happy hour from 3 to 6. $1 off all draft meals, $5 off meal drinks, $4.50 for house wine, and mozzarella sticks, queso, $4 today. Friday night lights from 7 to 11. Dining and mozzarella wings, $8. Free on watch college football and every pro game. All at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland. Highway 70. Fall is football.
New year, new savings during the Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat Start Something New sales event on the bike. We got it covered in 2024 Jeep Grand Wagoneer L Series 3, $23,156 off MSRP and 0% for 36 or 3.9 for 72 months is available. 2023 Jeep Renegade Upland 4-wheel drive Sport, $309 a month. Buy it for $23,723 and power up in 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn, $13,758 off MSRP or $629 a month. Plus all 2023 models, you can save up to $16,906 off. So drive past the rest, come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. Online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motorcars.
145, 331, MSRP 123, 155. Renegade Triple P 57, 256, MSRP 31095. Ram SN 544, 525, MSRP 56, 825. Includes all rebates and incentives and excludes PF 695. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Dealer stock only.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news. A CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. I have been told that my ads are all business and I should share some of my personality. Okay, I love tongue twisters, like the one about the terrific tasting toast by Taste Tester Toaster, or Big Black Bugs, Bleed Blue Blood, and of course Sally and her seashells. Or of course the ever-present I'm a mother pheasant plucker, I pluck mother pheasants. Okay, enough of that. If you want an honest, fair, reasonable roofing, siding, or gutter estimate, call Five-Ash Roofing at 367-0050. That's exactly what you'll get. No empty promises, no high-pressure sales tactics, and no fast-talking salesman trying to convince you that today and only today is the best day for you to get a new roof. For the record, the best day to get a new roof is when you're ready for one. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, with Dave Voloshin, weekday mornings from 10 to 11.
life is one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 at 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a little hump day action. We got some decent basketball on tonight. Talked a little bit about the SEC. Kentucky, man, beat up on Tennessee. Tennessee couldn't make it. Tennessee had 22 more shots. Out-rebounded. Kentucky had more blocks, had more steals, did everything. But they couldn't buy a shot last night. We are definitely going to be talking a little bit of college basketball because we have to do a little bit of gambling as well. And, of course, I got to talk to y'all about the Senior Bowl.
John, I have a new opponent for you, and you're trying to kill the AI in gambling.
What do you mean?
Now, this one's going to be a little more tricky because, so you've been going up against Chat GPT, right?
Yeah, I've been smoking Chat GPT.
All right, I have a new one for you.
There's a new AI?
Well, kind of. So Twitter has its own AI, and for a while you couldn't use it, but now you can use it like for free. And so I think today, whatever pick you have, whatever your bet is at the end of the show, we'll ask Grok is what it's called. We'll ask Grok his pick.
I gotta say, Grok kind of sounds like a terrible name.
Problem with Grok is that he is actually taking. So I asked him. I just threw it out there. Hey Grok, give me a bet for the Nuggets Knicks game tonight because that's an ESPN game. So I was like, I want and its pick for me was under 240.5. And I see that he got that information from a bunch of sports bettors that posted their picks for today, and a lot of people have the under 240.5. So he's actually I don't know where ChatGPT is taking it, getting its information from. Yeah, they just send
out like their pick.
Right. This guy is actually
sourcing.
So
he's using humans.
Right.
I don't call that real AI, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's real AI.
I still would kick its teeth in.
All right, we'll test it. We'll test it.
We are going to test it. We are definitely going to test it. I'm in. And by the way, that Knicks game against the Nuggets, the 142 is the total?
This is 140. I thought that was kind of high when I saw it, but that might have been like an early line that all of these Twitter handicappers jumped on, and then now it's moved a million points. Let's see. Because that actually might be a play, John. Under 240 in that game might be a play.
I kind of like that.
It's 242.5 right now. John, we might take the under there.
Yeah, I'll be looking at that. It's definitely. I like them totals, and always remember, I got a cheat code. Women's basketball. Open the bad boy up, write down the first quarter total, and if it goes 6 points or more over that total, pound the full game under. I've gone 14-1 since I've been doing this. Now, if I just didn't bet on some stupid other games, I'd be really killing it. We got 2 weeks till the Super Bowl. It's not this Sunday, but the next. But we are going to break down some of the advantages and disadvantages. But right now, man, got to bring up the Senior Bowl. I mean, I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but there's been some crazy stuff coming out of the Senior Bowl. There's Senior Bowl practices, that is. And the thing that just jumped off the page for me, do you know, Dacus, take a guess. Do you know the combine record for a throw? Like by, the StatCast. Like, what do you think the fastest ball's ever been thrown? I will tell you, until yesterday,
Wasn't it Joe Milton?
It was Joe Milton and Josh Allen who had the record, and it was 62 miles per hour.
Wow. How about that?
Well, Dylan Gabriel opened up a ball yesterday and threw one down the field, a dart that was so perfect, and it was 74.9 miles per hour. Bro, I know he's got a quick release. I know he's got a good cannon, but I didn't realize that he has one of the strongest arms, period, and we're talking NFL or college. Does that do anything to help his draft grade go up?
Maybe. I don't know. Do you think so?
I mean,
have you seen his helmet that he's wearing?
Yeah.
Some type of helmet.
Yeah, it is. Man, I don't know, man. I'm not 100% sold on Dillon Gabriel being the guy, but Bryce Young is smaller. Bryce Young doesn't have the same arm talent. Bryce Young's legs aren't as good as Gabriel's, but yet Bryce Young went before C.J. Stroud. Dillon Gabriel's been playing football forever. More games in college than Bryce Young. Better completion percentage, more touchdowns. He's done so much from Central Florida to Oklahoma all the way over to Oregon. Like, he's really, 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 really damn good. But the only knock on him is that he's 5'11 and a half and 205 pounds. I'm not one, you know this. I don't like little quarterbacks.
You don't like short quarterbacks?
I don't. I do not. But if you're going to tell me he's got that kind of hose, he reads defenses, he's had so many starts in college, and we just saw what Bo Nix did in Denver. They say Dillon Gabriel's kind of in the same mold as Bo Nix, where these guys eat, sleep, and drink football. He's played in so many different systems, and he's been very, very successful. Now that Ohio State defense got him, Ohio State jumped out earlier, but nobody at the end of the season was playing better football, nobody, than Ohio State. And again, 5'11 and a half, 205. Bryce Young, 5'10", 200. And he ate a lot of stuff to get to 200 because he looks like he's playing about 190. Just something to ponder where we have a very interesting and somewhat weak quarterback draft.
Well, maybe that's the thing that helps Dillon Gabriel is because I don't think how many people, and maybe it changes along the draft process, but how many teams or people, I don't know what the teams are thinking, but how many people are really looking at Dillon Gabriel and saying he is a day one guy that you throw into your team and make your starting quarterback?
I don't think that's what they're thinking. To me, it's still weird. Again, you heard me. You were still with me. I went off on, if anybody took Bryce Young in the first round, I said that was absolute insanity. And Doug Flutie had to go through Canada to get a shot.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is that with Bryce Young, he's drafted number 1 overall. He's thrown in Carolina, still is, but certainly his first year was really bad, especially on that offensive line. And so, I mean, he's dropping back, and he's just getting lit up every single play. So maybe if Dillon Gabriel goes to the right situation, is able to sit for a year or so, and then goes in, maybe it's a better opportunity for him. Because I think the problem we're seeing is these young quarterbacks, for the most part, this past class has been pretty good, but young quarterbacks, it takes them some time to adapt to the NFL.
I mean, yeah, not everybody's C.J. Stroud, not everybody's Jaden
Daniels,
Daniels, okay?
Or even Bo Nix. I
mean, Bo Nix, what a great year this year. Again, that's few and far between. But in this weak quarterback draft class, because again, of course, Cam Ward, I think is number 1. I have him just ahead of Shedeur Sanders, at least I do. Because, damn, Cam Ward's just that dude who he just puts in that work. I mean, the things that Cam does great, he can throw it from any arm angle.
Mm-hmm.
He has a basically, like, never say die kind of playmaker mentality. How many times did you see Cam Ward do something crazy to extend the play and then hit a wide receiver down the field for a touchdown? I mean, he's got natural touch as a passer. I mean, he's got an adequate NFL arm. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Joe Milton. He ain't Dillon Gabriel. The only thing that really bothers me about Cam Ward, and it's not a lot of things, it's ball security. I hate when quarterbacks bring the ball down to their waist. Keep that ball. I mean, when you're holding the ball below your shoulders, guess what happens? These defensive ends come around the cornerback and swat that bad boy. 2 hands on it high, the shoulder, and that way you can get rid of the ball. That's the only weakness I can really, really go at and say Cam Ward. Also, just haven't seen him play extremely millions and millions upon millions of games of football at the highest of highs. Like, Miami's defense was terrible. He kept him in it, but the ACC terrible as a whole. Shedeur Sanders, he is strong. He has a great base. He has a beautiful throwing motion. It's repeatable. He has a high release point, so the balls aren't getting smacked down as much from the defensive linemen when they jump up. He's got good zip on his pass. He's mentally and physically tough. You have to say, I've watched that guy take some abuse at Colorado, especially his first year at Colorado. Did you see how bad that offensive line was?
Mm-hmm.
My man took hit after hit after hit after hit and just got up and kept on playing his game. Like, he lacks a little mobility, but he's kind of sneaky slippery. Some of the things that I don't like. I just don't like how he holds onto the ball a little bit too long, because in the NFL, man, we saw Sam Darnold choking that ball and getting destroyed by the Rams. We see Jalen Hurts get beat up also by the Rams, but thank God Saquon Barkley and that defense is ridiculous. I think he just needs to learn to play on time a little bit more than obviously extending plays. He can learn how to do that. That's what they're going to teach him in the pros. I like it. And then my third favorite quarterback in this year's NFL draft now, after watching Senior Bowl practice, and my man Dylan Gabriel throwing 74.9 miles per hour. Not only that, but I didn't see a ball hit the ground when Dylan Gabriel was playing quarterback. And a lot of people had Jalen Milroe at least ahead of Dylan Gabriel, probably going into Senior Bowl week. But I don't know if you know this, Jalen Milroe looks like trash. Like, his accuracy, it is just not there. Is he a great dual threat quarterback? Yeah, he can run, but can you really call him a dual threat quarterback if he can't throw any other pass other than the deep ball?
John, Dylan Gabriel really got lost up at Oregon. Like, he transferred up to Oregon, and he really got lost on an undefeated team.
That was number one overall.
But we never talked about him.
No,
How many times did we come in on Monday and go, man, what a game by Dylan Gabriel? Even around Heisman Trophy time, this guy had the number one team in the country, and I mean, I know he was a finalist, but nobody was talking about Dylan Gabriel actually having a chance to win that thing or even being in the conversation. Look, he made a great decision, I think, going to Oregon, but he really got lost up there.
It is that is true. He did get lost up there, but right now he is turning heads and waking people up. Because again, there ain't no way I'm taking Jalen Milroe over Dylan Gabriel. Not gonna happen.
He has not had a very.
I am not taking Riley Leonard. I am not taking Will Howard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, we talk about it all the time. Brock Purdy, how many starts did he have when he was at Iowa State? A-ish ton. How many starts did Bo Nix? The most of any quarterback ever to come out. You play a lot of football in college, it seems like you're ready for the NFL. I mean, Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant, but yet he played so many games. Once they put him in the position around a very good team, he handled his But
That's a good point by you.
But man, Jalen Milroe, to me, looks like probably the best athlete on the field almost every time he steps on it. He is huge. He is yoked. He is fast, quick twitch. But he couldn't run Tommy Rees's offense. Like, they had to cater the offense to him. NFL, you have to complete passes in the National Football League, and you better complete it over 60% of the time. Dylan Gabriel, he does that. Jalen Milroe, he does not. He holds the ball. Like, he doesn't see and read defenses like somebody who's played a whole lot of football. I really feel that if Jalen Milroe went back to college, another season under his belt, it would have been more beneficial for him and his growth. But I do understand when you got a weak quarterback draft, when you got a weak class, and you're one of the top 5 quarterbacks that are going to come off the board more than likely, I understand why you leave. But he didn't play enough for me. He couldn't get the concept of the pro-style offense under Reese at Alabama. They had to completely change it before he got any good. Running was the most important thing in his game. And the deep ball. He throws a beautiful, accurate, deep pass. You ever seen him throw the ball like a slant? Like he don't see the defenders. I don't think he sees the damn wide receivers. A square in with the tight end. How many times have you seen Jalen Milroe overthrow a wide open tight end 10 yards down the field from him? I can't pick a quarterback who can't throw. And Will Howard, he did impress me in this run at Ohio State. But, dude, Emeka, Jeremiah, those two dudes are NFL wide receivers. That defense was awesome. Did Will Howard make some big dead gum throws? Like, I mean, we got to be real. When Notre Dame was coming back, you got 3rd down and 5? He throws one bomb down to Jeremiah Martin. Picks up like 40, then they get that field goal, ball game. But when I think of Will Howard, I just don't see it. I mean, and look, Riley Leonard's out there doing his best at senior day. Very athletic, tough as all get out. But it's weird, man, because that kid, when he came out of Duke, we thought he was the next coming. His year at Notre Dame, we're like, damn, it's a good thing that he's a tough runner. But that first drive against Ohio State, he ran the ball more than anybody, and he took such a beating that he was talking about he's still sore from playing Ohio State because they beat the brakes off. You can't do that in the National Football League. It just won't work. But I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't know how I missed it when I've been doing my quarterback rankings. I've completely looked over Dylan Gabriel. Then you watch him out at Senior Bowl, and he looks like the best quarterback out there. Jackson Dart's not looking bad at all, by the way. A lot of teams are falling in love with him. The only thing that scares me about Jackson is, I mean, think about that Florida game. I mean, when you got to have it. Like, my man turned it over 3 times. How many opportunities did they have to take that game, get in the college football playoff? And I understand pressure is immense on the road. You win, you're in. But damn, when the pressure when the stage was its brightest, when he had to make that play, he came up short a few times. I've seen this, but again, he's got a great base. He's got tree trunks for legs. We talk about dual threat quarterbacks. Well, Jackson is a dual threat quarterback. He also throws an accurate ball. Played against some good teams, great teams in the SEC. And my man's not scared. His sophomore year, after he transferred from USC and was a starting quarterback at Ole Miss his first season, it wasn't all that good. Lane Kiffin went out there and got Spencer Sanders, a 4-year starter, to come on over and compete with him. Brought in Walker Howard from LSU. Like, he didn't make it easy on Jackson. Did Jackson blink? Nope. He went in there, picked up his teammates, and he put in the work. And again, I've told you about this a few times. I've never seen anybody Jackson Dart, never at the square, never at the swaps, never partying, always at his house studying. Also, talk about a good teammate. He had a private jet. He took his teammates on trips, like 13 of them. I mean, I don't know if you know this. I'd been a Hito so fast it wasn't funny. And I wasn't going to take a bunch of big dudes with me.
You're taking people with you. It just wouldn't have been big dudes.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have had a single dude on there other than me. It would have been full of fine honeys. Ready to throw down. But no, he's a good kid, man. Strong. Like, he knows what he wants. He reminds me of Bo Nix. Just doesn't have that many starts. So, again, right now for me, I got number 1, of course. I still think the best one right now, the safest, is probably Cam Ward. I got Shedeur number 2. I got Dylan Gabriel and Jackson Dart right there at 3 or 4. If you want the bigger guy, Jackson. If you want to do it with a hose, tons of starts, Somebody, again, Drew Brees wasn't the biggest guy in the whole wide world, was he? Just accurate as hell. Who's accurate? Dillon Gabriel. Who gets the ball out of his hand quickly? Dillon Gabriel. And he's been a success every single stop that he's made. I can't believe I'm saying it. I like me a little Dillon Gabriel. The other thing is my God, have you seen what Walter Nolan is doing to these awesome offensive linemen in senior camp?
Tearing it up.
Bro, he's going to be filthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was watching this stuff yesterday, and I was watching Nolan whip every single person in front of him. It didn't matter who you put in front of him. He was whipping tail. And you know that defensive front for Ole Miss was pretty awesome. Walter Nolan was one of the big deadgum reasons, and I think he will be a steal in the draft. I'm curious, though. Who's the best defensive player in this draft?
Shiloh Sanders, John.
He's getting cooked.
Have you seen those videos?
Yeah. It's not even.
Abdul Carter's my real answer, John.
I mean, I think Abdul Carter from Penn State reminds me a lot of Micah Parsons.
Sure does.
But
Landon wants the Titans to take him at number 1.
Send him to the Titans.
Dude, I think he probably would be one of the best players, period, off the draft board. I mean, he is filthy. But again, Walter Nolan's awesome. Got a little Jadeveon Clowney feel sometimes. Just
I like that comparison.
Stronger than everybody else. Just don't hurt your knee.
Yeah, really.
Like, that's the one. But, I mean, Abdul Carter is so good. Princely Umana Malian from
Nailed it, John.
Hey, I'm not good at this. Don't even give it to me. I'm like trying to freaking grab this in my head. I'm trying to remember how Evie said it. I just know there's a ooh and a mon and a melee.
Just Princely. I mean,
Princely. Dude, he's also like up there, I think, as somebody who's going to be ridiculous. And again, how can you not like also James Pierce out of Tennessee?
Unman Mielen.
Is it? Oh, you got it in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, that's how it looks, at least.
Well,
it might not be pronounced like that.
I just was thinking back, Evie, and going, how did she say
How'd she say it? I mean, she would know. You'll talk to her tomorrow, John.
I hope so. She's actually not feeling very good. I hope you get to feeling better, Evie. A lot of people have been getting, knocked over sick lately. You notice that?
Sicknesses are going around. I'm trying to stay away from it.
Yeah, me too. I don't like being sick. I
don't
handle it well. Dude, speaking of baseball, did you see Juan Soto already screw up?
No, what'd he do?
He didn't make his flight for the first fan day for the Mets. And, of course, he's their new acquisition and their star.
He's the one everybody wants to see.
And he did not even make it. So there's that, buddy. Now, I don't know if he's like the wrestler, Matt Riddle, and was just hungover, or if Juan Soto just said, man, I ain't flying back from the Dominican to go up to a fan-only event.
Oh, I haven't talked to you. Did you see Junior Caminero's home run celebration Monday night?
No, I didn't.
So I'm going to show it to you during the break, and we can talk more about it, because this is very much a Hardwood story. So the Dominican Republic Winter League is going on. Albert Pujols was the winning manager. Junior Caminero was on his team. Obviously, if you don't know Junior Caminero, top prospect in the Rays organization. So he's up to bat. Tie game, top of the ninth. He smokes one. Dead center, home run. He takes his bat, flings it as high as he can in the air. Someone tracked it. A 4.1, time in the air off the ground.
Damn.
And everyone comes out of the dugout. He just stands there looking at him like, ah! And then slowly walks to first base while celebrating with his teammates. And, I mean, it probably took him 30 seconds, 45 seconds maybe longer to get around the bases. It was incredible. It was incredible, and now everyone's debating, was it over the top? Was it too much? Was it just right? I'll show you during the break. We can talk about it later.
Damn, dude, getting me thinking about baseball's kind of got my juices flowing.
Yeah,
you know I love baseball.
It's fun.
I do have to also say, I saw this the other day. Do you know who has the most gold gloves? More gold gloves at their position than any other position in baseball?
Current player?
Nope. Just all time.
I don't know.
I saw this and almost fell over. Greg Maddux.
Huh.
Greg frickin' Maddux. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's I love me a little bit of baseball.
Oh, yeah, you know me too.
And by the way, Nolan Ryan?
Oh, yeah, of course.
One of the greatest of all times, obviously.
Absolutely.
Do you know that he had more strikeouts than base runners? Age 40, 41, 42, and 43.
That's fantastic.
That's insanity.
It is.
I mean, are you kidding me? He was the man. He is the man. And one other thing. What's going to happen with De'Aaron Fox? Kings are moving off of him. Like, is it really like they're trying to get him to team him up with Wemby?
He wants to go team up with Wemby. Not only are the Spurs trying, it is his preferred destination.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
Wemby and De'Aaron Fox might be nasty.
Could be scary. Something to ask Isaac tomorrow. He's trying to float the idea of maybe if the Spurs try to make some deals, maybe CP3 to the MEM.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens to no Tippin Pippen? Scottie Pippen Jr.
Hey, that'd be a conversation for Isaac.
All I know is I need Lars up in the crib, man. How many games do I got to go to look for her and not find her?
Good question.
She's driving me nuts. Driving me nuts. Well, on the other side, by the way, we got to do a little bit of hardwood where it just feels so dead gum good. But I do need to remind you, Tito's handmade vodka, USA vodka, crafted and still United States, always makes me think like Rocky when he knocks out Drago. Like, we don't want no commie vodka. And I don't want it to have gluten in it. No potato vodka. This thing's made from corn, man. 6 times distilled before they still it in classic copper pots, old school style. There's also no frills. There's no flavors. There's no fancy labels. It's just the good stuff. The best vodkas in the world. My favorite spirit. Make sure it's yours. Get your Tito's on today. Back in 2 shakes to do a little hardwood where it feels so good. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports
56. Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Total membership is just $48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for a limited range time. Free gun rentals with purchase of ammo and members lounge access. Top Gun, 2770 Whitten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always ship with the best. Top Gun Memphis. Fall is football at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Monday through Friday, it's happy hour from 3 to 6. $1 off all draft meals, $5 off all drinks, $4.50 for house wine, and mozzarella sticks, queso, $4 a day. Friday night lights from 7 o'clock. Dining and mozzarella wings, they find great wings for free. Come watch college football at every pro game. All at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Highway 70. Fall is football.
Classic style meets modern design in your new Volkswagen from Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. Take your pick from 2025 Jetta Sport or 2024 Volkswagen Taos SE. Get yours for $249 a month. Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike says come get 2024 Tiguan S or 2025 Jetta SE, now $279 a month. Plus all 2024 Atlas SEL Peak Editions, $5,000 off MSRP. So get to Gossett Volkswagen today, 1875 Covington Pike, online, GossettVWMemphis.com. And remember, no reasonable offer will be refused. Gossett's where we're charging forward and charging less every day. If you want it, we got it at Gossett Volkswagen.
7,500 miles, Jetta Sport, SMO 45898, MSRP 25416. Taos SE, RMO 56983, MSRP 31939. T1S, RM 14431, MSRP 31363. Jetta SE, SMO 10792, MSRP 28321. Atlas 3500 bonus customer cash, 1500 Gossett discount excludes tax item license, includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 with approved credit, well qualified buyer. Offer valid through end of the month.
Join us celebrating 26 years of Napa Cafe. Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us as we celebrate 26 years of Napa Cafe. I'd sure love to see you.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 11 to join Ottawa Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawa CPC Church, downtown Memphis.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a little hump day action. We got still bets to coming up in the next segment, but it's right now it's time to do a little funny stories and give you a little bit of wood. And I got to tell you, if you love a little bit of wood, if you love to drive, if you like glory holes like Jerry Jones, like you like all these things, but you're still going to need protection. My boy Bob Simpson saved me $400 a month. Why did I not go to him earlier? Because I'm lazy and stupid. Don't be lazy. Don't be stupid. Don't be like me. Go to bobsimpson.org. Get a free quote. Easy as that. Or just give him a call. 901-381-1233. 901-381-1233. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And your homie's Bob Simpson. Let's go to Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
Holy cow, man. Dacus, you showed me the bat flip and the home run celebration. That is one of the most wild celebrations I've ever seen.
Incredible.
It took the man a whole minute to get from, like, he didn't even get to first base for like 20 seconds.
I'm trying to see. So the second he hits the ball, in this video is 6 seconds in. Okay, and now I'm going to wait and see.
When he touches the home plate?
When he's actually, I'm not even touching, because he stands on first base for a while. I'm going to wait until he is like actively going to second. We're still going. Okay, 30 seconds. So it took him 26 seconds to go from home plate and round first base.
That's just
incredible. It took him, let's see.
Crazy.
It took him, and he's touched it 101, so about 56, 55 seconds or so to round the entire base path. If he did that in Major League Baseball, the entire team would be dead.
The whole fact that the whole team came running out on the dugout and every single person high-fived him. The other thing, when he did his bat flip, I cannot believe I've never seen a bat
hang
flip.
time of
that
that
had
bat.
to go 50 feet in the air.
Had to. It was
and
beautiful.
by the way,
chef's
he
kiss.
almost had it land on his head.
Could have killed himself or somebody
like
else.
so close.
Yeah.
It just missed him. He threw it straight up, like freaked out, slapped a couple teammates, and the bat landed literally right
did.
behind him.
Sure did. Yeah. Incredible. I mean, that is what baseball is all about. And I loved every second of it. Now, half the people are
Chicks
mad.
dig the long ball.
They sure do. But half the people were mad. Oh, if he was in my game, if I was the pitcher, the next batter, they'd really know it. Oh, okay, man. Yeah. All right. Tell us how big, bad, and tough you are typing on Twitter. Give me a break. X.
Oh my gosh. All kinds of crazy things going on. I did have to say though, speaking of the bat being thrown way up in the air, I think one of the craziest stories that I've ever seen. And I mean, I was like, what? What are you talking about? So you know track and field, of course, right?
Yeah, of course.
They do the pole vaulting, the 100, the 200, the 400, medley relays. They do this thing called the hammer throw. You know what the hammer throw is, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a ball that you wind up, spin, and it's in this like sack, and then you release it and let that junk go. This is so tragic and just sad that a father went to watch his son compete in his meet in Colorado. He's at college now. That's great. Well, one of the athletes did not throw the hammer in the field of play.
Oh.
Threw it into the stands, hit a 52-year-old man watching his son, and it killed him instantly.
Holy cow.
That is like the most hard. I mean, could you imagine? Like that, I just don't even understand. And again, it's not like these were high school dudes doing it or anything. I mean, this is college. Like, holy cow, I just don't even understand. That's wild. That
really
is wild.
sad.
That's so sad. But dude, like, how can you throw the hammer that far offline? Like, literally was 90 degrees backwards the other way, which way he was supposed to go.
Yeah. I don't know.
Man, I guess when you spin around like that, maybe you get dizzy.
Yeah, that's why I've never done one of those events because, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to throw it where I'm supposed to.
Man, that's just crazy and sad and all kinds of. So bat flip at least didn't kill homie, but the hammer throw, that's just sad and depressing.
Yeah, it is really sad.
Oh my goodness. Now another thing that's somewhat interesting is Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, Jimmy Harbaugh.
And Brett Bielema. And some of the news that's coming out, Michigan has now admitted to breaking sign stealing rules in a letter to the NCAA. NCAA is still investigating. Stallion's a low-level staffer, if you don't remember, was the one who he came out of the U.S. Navy, sign-stealing specialist or whatever. Did a lot. I mean, Michigan won the national championship. They did beat the brakes off of everybody, but it was a big deal. I thought it was interesting, though, what Brett Bielema said. Brett Bielema, did you hear him go off on Jim Harbaugh?
I saw this. I didn't hear what he said. I just saw some Twitter, people talking about it.
Well, he said, because of course it says, if you cheat to win, then you've already lost. Jim Harbaugh. He put that out a couple years ago.
Jim Harbaugh said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a Jim Harbaugh quote. I guess Brett Bielema ran into it yesterday because he quote tweeted and said, really? Well, then why did you leave? was looking forward to playing, but understand why you ran to the NFL. See you in the future and can't wait. Like, dude, Bielema coming out strong on Jim Harbaugh.
I love the idea of Brett Bielema just randomly stumbling upon a video from like...
A 2-year-old quote from Jim Harbaugh that says, what was it? If you cheat to win, then you already lost.
It's very prolific. I mean, that's quite the quote right there.
Well, there's also a lot of people say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Pat Mahomes always tries to get slow up and get a 15-yard penalty when people are running him out. Like, that's pretty, that's cheating, right?
I think it's strategy, John.
Yeah, strategy. Whatever. Did you see the A-10 basketball last night?
Oh, John, it gets wild in the A-10.
It was VCU in St. Louis, right?
Bingo.
Dude, a brawl broke out.
Sure did. I needed more backstory on it. I need to know what was going on.
It was a brawl, though.
I found myself last night watching that clip because I wasn't watching that game. There are too many other good games on. No offense to St. Louis and VCU. Love both those programs. I just wasn't watching it. So I was on Twitter after the game, and I'm seeing these clips going around of this brawl. And for whatever reason, my mind didn't click that, obviously the announcers don't have information about why this fight is happening. And I just kept scrolling through the videos, watching the same video over and over again, for whatever reason thinking, yeah, one of these videos is going to tell me why they're fighting. And then, after 5 videos, I was like, I'm watching the same exact video over and over again. But it was great.
It was interesting. The one thing, though, is, it was a really good fight, by the way. Let's just be real.
It's a good brawl.
If you weren't in the fight and you were watching it, you were entertained. I'm sure you got some good video, enjoying it. But it wasn't the fight of the night. Do you know what the fight of the night was?
I do not know what the fight of the night was.
So, Tiffany Haynard, her nickname is right now America's Worst Mayor. Well, her and her boyfriend got into a fight at a township meeting last night, and you could see her wig getting pulled off and thrown across the room. Her boyfriend was beating the brakes off of people, and you hear her screaming a bunch of obscenities. This is where you come together and talk and say, hey, we need to do this or we need to do that, and a fight breaks out. Now I feel bad for making fun of the Philadelphia Bear. She just couldn't spell Eagles.
She's not getting in brawls.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Now she's
exactly.
And I mean, I still can't believe the way she spelled it. Did you know that she spelled it E-S?
No, it's E-G-L-S-E-S.
No,
she forgot an A and she added an S.
She added an extra
S.
S.
I had it because I played it for
so
Dave
bad.
earlier.
It was so ridiculous.
Dave hadn't heard it, so I pulled it up and I played it for him.
Do you have it still, Andy?
Yeah, I have it if you want it. It's gonna sound weird because we have the music playing, but I'll play it here. Are you ready for it?
Pop that music off.
Hold on, I can't figure out how to pause this music because I'm an idiot. There we go.
E-L-G-L-E-S,
E-L-G-S-E-S. So multiple L's.
Whoa, too many S's.
Too many S's. We're all over the place. By a vowel.
Man, that was, well, she's not the worst mayor in the country. I can promise you that. She didn't get in a fight last night at a town hall meeting. And by the way, I ain't gonna lie to you, the mayor's boyfriend, he was throwing haymakers in that bad boy. And she jumped out. Man, she got all up in it too, man. That's some serious fighting. I don't even know what to think about that, to be honest with you.
That's wild.
So, Patrick Mahomes said that his ex was hacked. Do you believe him?
Patrick Mahomes?
Senior. No,
I do not. He's probably just drunk. What'd he tweet?
A whole lot of stuff dissing the Bills and Bills Mafia.
Yeah, brother's Twitter didn't get hacked. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. But again, and then the other thing I'm going to ask is, do people's Twitter ever really get hacked? Because I've never had mine hacked.
I think some people's do.
I don't know anybody personally.
Passon, his Twitter got his
Jeff
Twitter got
Passon.
hacked a couple years ago.
That's right.
Around free agency.
Dude, you got to be pretty smart to hack Twitter, right?
Yeah. A lot of free time, that's for sure.
That's just...
Whatever happened to Patrick Mahomes' brother? You don't see him very much anymore.
Are you talking about Jackson, the little dancing queen?
Yeah.
Only 17. He's definitely a dancing queen.
Yeah.
Thank God.
You're being a little specific there, John.
Hey, hey, man, let me tell you something. I can read a book and I can also read people. And let me tell you something. There ain't no way that dude.
I don't think he needs to be read. I think he's very upfront about who he is.
Yeah, he's also weird. By the way, I hate to say this, man, because today it feels like a lot of death. Also, we talked about the hammer throw killing a man in the stands. We talked about. Who else passed?
I don't know.
We were talking about it.
Oh, I don't remember talking about anybody if he passed.
The Philadelphia Eagles, though, you know the night that 3 pedestrians got run over by a crazy Eagles fan?
Yeah.
And did you see how they were shooting guns up in the air in the middle of the street and going crazy? Wow. Well, I thought I saw all the worst things. An Eagles fan, a young kid, just 18 freaking years old. In the celebration, he climbed up on one of those poles.
Oh, yeah, I saw this. He was a Temple student.
Yes, he was. And fell to his death.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like, damn, bro.
Poor guy.
I don't know about you. When I went to bed, I don't go out there and climb poles, shoot guns in the air. I don't, burn things or hit people with my car.
You just start dancing around the house.
I do dance around the house like a madman, and I might do a little screaming. And heck, I might run outside in the front yard and do like a couple circles.
There you go.
But I'm not going to be climbing up on something that basically, I really think they like grease these joints up now. You know what I mean?
They don't want people climbing them.
They don't want people climbing them. Ugh.
Somehow they still do.
Yeah.
Philly, different place, man.
Yeah, their mayor can't spell Eagles. Their football team back in the Super Bowl after last year's debacle to end the season. Now they're back right there. Hell, the Eagles started 2-2 on the season, and everybody was ready to fire Nick Sirianni, and now they're here. You're welcome, Saquon, in that defense. But, I'm late for a break because I have to give you bets on the other side. Tomorrow, though, because I never even got to break down the daggum NFL, did I?
No, we talked Senior Bowl.
Oh.
Talking draft.
I plan to do things, and sometimes I don't do them, so I guess I'll just hold that in my holster, and we'll be firing tomorrow on all the advantages, who I think is going to win. Very, very early preview. Eagles, Chiefs for the Super Bowl. Do you have Chiefs fatigue, by the way? People have been saying they have Chiefs fatigue.
I'm actually rooting for the Chiefs. I want them to win.
You want them to get history?
I want them to get history, and I hate the Eagles. So it's a little bit of both.
Oh, when did you become an Eagles hater? Oh, you're a Cowboy fan.
I've always been an Eagles hater. I can't.
Oh, by the way, one other story. Jerry Jones loves glory holes.
Yeah. So he said it's not all smiles and glory holes yesterday at the press conference, and everyone's like, "What? What did he just say?" But he's done it a couple times. And
you know what a glory hole is?
Unfortunately, John, I do. But I don't think Jerry Jones knows what it is because I was listening to something this morning and they looked it up. The original meaning was mining gold in like the 30s. And if you dug up gold and you found gold, then that was your glory. And you found it in a hole. So it became a
glory hole.
Bingo. So that's what he's referring to. Of course, old oil man, Jerry Jones, but very, very... uncomfortable.
I mean, all I can think about is like a hole in a wall.
Yeah, unfortunately. Landon just said it was his 30th birthday, 1930. Jerry Jones turned 30.
Dude, he is so old.
Old school. But yeah, very uncomfortable to hear a guy of his age use that word.
Oh, do you like their hire?
No, I hate it. It's ridiculous. I don't want to talk about it, John. We got to get to a break.
I got to take a timeout, pay a few bills, but I'm going to make you some money on the other side because we got basketball to bet on Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Jenkins Floors and More invites you to their retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors in Little Rock, Cleveland, Mississippi, and now open in Horn Lake at 2356 West Goodman Road. Specializing in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds, Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects, call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a moving that fully fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Floor model sales happening right now through the end of January. Family Leisure has got to get rid of all the 2024 inventory because all the new 2025 items are starting to arrive. All floor models are up to 50% off. You want a cold plunge tub? They start at $49.99. Go the other route with a hot tub. Get $3,000 off with free steps and chemicals. Family Leisure has pool tables, arcades, ping pong, air hockey, even baseball tables from 20 to 60% off. Family Leisure has theirs selling up to 75% off. Plus, now's the time to start thinking about pool season. You can buy it now, get on the installation schedule, and be ready before everyone else. Special financing is also available. If you want to get free delivery on any of these items, you just tell the phone staff at Family Leisure that you heard this commercial. It's the floor model. So now, through the end of January, Family Leisure, we wanted I-40, family and fun, come together.
Briggs Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Briggs Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With two conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Briggs can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Briggs Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Briggs Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or BriggsPowderCoating.com.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's time to make a little bit of money, and you're going to feel like this is a homer pick, but I don't feel like it's a homer pick.
Taking the Rebels.
I'm like, hotty-totty, gosh almighty, who the hell are we? Ole Miss rolls tonight.
I don't know if the AI is going to have much on a college
I'm going to just tell you right
now.
You ask AI, the new one, Gronk.
Brock, not Gronk. Not to be confused with the football player.
So basically, Croc with a G?
Yes, Grok. Grok.
Like, Crocs are so ugly, by the way.
I love Crocs.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious? When I see a woman wearing those, I just feel like she's let everything go. Just not even caring. Texas Longhorns, they are on the road, and let's be real, this team did not start off Gucci. But all of a sudden, their winners are 3 of their last 4 after losing 3 in a row. On the flip side, Ole Miss was undefeated in SEC play, ball and shot calling, and then they, a tough road game against the Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl that went to overtime was just tight, good game. The next one, talk about just blowing a game. Damn, dude, you led the whole game. We're up by 10 with 5 minutes, ended up losing by 1 to Texas A&M. That's just not good. And then go to Missouri and lose. This is where they get back.
So are you taking Ole Miss against the spread?
I'm taking Ole Miss minus the 5.5, and the reason is because Ole Miss allows, their defense is absolutely loaded. People don't realize that. They have more steals than anybody in the SEC. Breakfield, Dia, they can shoot from outside. Their guard play is ridiculous. Hotty-totty, lay the 5.5.
Grok says the Longhorns.
The Ole Miss Rebels. Oh, Grok said the Longhorns?
Sure did.
Man, that's my time. Peace.
You know, I think people forget there's a Central Barbecue location in South Haven.
And that's on us.
Well, you...
What does that mean?
Well, you're the spokesperson